What is up, everyone? Pyzilla57 here with another video. In this video I'm going to do things a little bit differently. I thought it'd be a good idea to do this type of series throughout the year, and what I would like to do is basically kind of just each month go through the trophies and games I played the month before and just kind of go over the games and the trophies I got and give a little bit of input on them. Like I said, this is something I would like to try and keep up through the year and beyond, potentially, depending on how this series goes. So since it's the beginning of February now, I'll go over the games and trophies I got in January and just kind of talk to you guys about them a little bit. And so I'm going to be using my PSN profile page and using the trophy log to go over the trophies, because this way I can sort the games and the trophies by the date I got them. So I can just go down here to January 31st. Here we go. And we'll just go from there. So ending out the month of January, I was playing Wheel of Fortune, and I actually did finish this up at the beginning of February, but at the very end of January I was still trying to finish it up. The very last trophy I got in January was the Instant Millionaire trophy, which was pretty annoying. It was the only true annoying RNG trophy in the game, so I'm glad I was able to get that. And basically you need the $1 million prize to win it, and to do that, first through the rounds you need to land on the $1 million wheel, or the wedge, that's what they're called, and then you have to keep that through the entire game by not getting a bankrupt at all. And if you do that, then if you win, you take that $1 million to the bonus round, where it's included in one of the prizes of the bonus wheel, and there are 24 prizes. So when you spin, you have a 1 in 24 chance of landing on that $1 million prize, and then once you land on, you also have to answer the bonus puzzle correctly. So a whole bunch of things need to add up to get it. So it's kind of annoying, but I did finally get it, and turned out that was my last trophy in January. So going to page 2 here, we have some more Wheel of Fortune. And then here's one of the platinums I got, which is Resident Evil 2, the remake. And this game is phenomenal. The game came out on the 25th of January, and I just could not put it down. As you can see, I played through the entire game without playing any other games in between. So I absolutely love the game. It's probably going to be my game of the year. It's definitely a contender for sure. And yeah, I loved it, every second of it. I played 7 playthroughs and loved each one because of how differently they played. And if you enjoy the Resident Evil series, if you enjoy survival horror games, then I definitely recommend it. And leading up to the release of Resident Evil 2, I was playing some more Wheel of Fortune, because there's a trophy for winning 50 games, and each game takes a little while, and you also have to get collectibles by winning mini games or earning a certain amount after each game to be able to select a certain type of collectible. So I was just kind of working on some of those wins and getting those collectibles leading up to the launch of Resident Evil 2. And before that, I was playing some Resident Evil remake, the remake of the first game, and it took me quite a while. Let's see, I earned my first trophy on January 19th, and then finished the game using Jill. It took me until the 24th, so it took me 5 days to actually beat my first playthrough. And the game, I don't hate it. I do enjoy it. I start off saying I do enjoy it. The camera and the combat are a little bit outdated, but for this playthrough, I did the 100% playthrough, basically going around the map as Jill and picking up every item on the map. So it took a long time, and it was not a fun playthrough, so that's kind of why it took me a long time. I had the game on pause a lot and was watching YouTube videos, just trying to do other stuff but play the game. But I'm going through my second playthrough now, and it's going by a lot quicker, and it's better. I'm enjoying it more. And between this, as you can see here, I was playing the third DLC for Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which is Howl of the Monkey God's Challenge Tomb. So this challenge tomb was not as good as the first two and was a lot easier. And there are 4 more DLC trophy tombs to do, so I'm not looking forward to doing those, but at least they don't take very long. Let's see, 222 was the 332, so it took me a little over an hour to get all of the trophies, which includes doing a side mission, you see here, and then completing the challenge tomb. You do that with the side mission. This trophy, these trophies are basically the same in all of the DLCs. You have this skill, and so you already have the skill unlocked through the DLC, and I think one of these two items you already have, and you unlock the third one once you're done with the side mission. So you basically just have to go to your campfire and equip them, and you get the trophy. So it's really easy. So you get that after beating the side mission, and then you have to go back to the challenge tomb through the main menu and get a medal on score attack and time attack, which those modes aren't very fun because they're very co-op focused, and I prefer to do them by myself. So it takes a little bit longer than it should, and a little bit harder time just to get even a bronze medal in score and time attack, just because they're so co-op focused, and you have to find a pretty optimal route. So leading up to Resident Evil 2 release, I decided I wanted to go back and 100% Resident Evil 7. So I've had the plat for a while now, probably about a year and a half, not longer. Probably close to 2 years now, because I think it released in March of 2017, and I got the plat pretty shortly after the game released. And I've had a few of the DLC trophies, but I decided I wanted to go back and do all of the DLC trophies to finally 100% the game that I've been putting off for so long. So as you can see here, there are actually quite a few DLC trophies. There are 4 DLC packs, I think, 2 banned footages, and the Not a Hero DLC, which is the one you play as Chris Redfield, and the End of Zoe DLC, which takes place after the events of Resident Evil 7. And between playing Resident Evil 7 DLC, I got the Platinum for Mortal Kombat 10 finally. So I've had just this one trophy left for quite a while, and it's time gated, unfortunately. Find a secret fight in the Living Tower. So each week, a week-long premiere tower is up, and they go live Tuesdays at midnight my time. And for like 5 or 6 weeks, this was the only trophy I had left, and I just basically had to keep loading the game up on Tuesday night or Wednesday morning and see if the premiere tower had a secret fight, because not all of them do, and if they don't, then I just quit out the game. And this week, it finally did. So as I said, the towers go live midnight Tuesday. As you can see, I got this trophy and the Platinum on 12:07 a.m. So just 8 minutes after the premiere tower was up, I started up the game and got the trophy, and finally got this Platinum trophy. I already had the DLC trophies done, so this game's 100% and I'm done with it. So I'm happy I'm finally done with that. I got a few more Resident Evil 7 trophies, and then got some Drawn to Death trophies that I was doing that I finally finished up just the other day, actually. But the servers for this game are closing in March, at the end of March, so we're trying to get the online trophies done before then, and finally did do them. But we were working on some of the trophies here in the middle of January, and then the servers were once again all messed up for a little while, and we couldn't play. And then this past weekend, they were finally working again. So we finally went back and finished it this past weekend. And between doing Drawn to Death, I got the Jeopardy trophy, the Jeopardy Platinum. And here's the Win 50 games I was mentioning. Both Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy have it. The nice thing with Jeopardy is once I was done with getting all the collectibles, which there are less collectibles in Jeopardy than in Wheel of Fortune, you can just, once I start a game of Jeopardy, I answer the first question correctly, so I have some money, and I play solo without an AI or without a second person, and you can just AFK the rest of the match, which was really nice. So I was able to, once I had all the collectibles, I was able to start a match, answer a question correctly, and then go back to the PS4, because these are the PS3 games, not the newer PS4 games. So I was doing this on the PS3. So I would start up a game and then I would immediately go back to the just switch inputs to the PS4 and either do Resident Evil 7 or this moment I was doing Drawn to Death. And then here's another. This was the first DLC trophy I got when I decided to go back to the DLC trophies, completing Not a Hero on professional difficulty, which is actually pretty difficult because you start as Chris Redfield, but you only start with a knife. And the knife, there's a lot of molded. They have quite a bit of health, and you're in these cramped corridors, so it's actually pretty difficult. And the ending, the final fight against Lucas was actually pretty tough as well. Some more Jeopardy trophies. Here I finished Shadow of the Tomb Raider, got the platinum for it. And the game overall wasn't too bad. I like how it emphasized challenge tombs and exploration. The collectibles were a huge drag and not fun at all to get. And Deadly Obsession difficulty was also super annoying. It wasn't super difficult in terms of combat and stuff like that, but the only annoying thing is with Deadly Obsession, there are no autosaves, no checkpoints, except for like 1 or 2 spots when you're basically switching regions through a cutscene. But to save in Deadly Obsession, you have to manually save at the campfires. And there are a few parts in the game where campfires are like an hour apart and you're stuck in these super long combat scenes. So there are a couple of points in the game where I had to try like 5 or 6 times to get in. Some of them I'll be close to the end. So Deadly Obsession overall isn't too difficult. The difficulty just removes automatic checkpoints, which is super annoying because removing checkpoints doesn't make a game more difficult. It just makes it more annoying. The only time a game should do that, in my opinion, is like survival horror type games, like with Resident Evil. The first Resident Evil and the 2 remake, if you're playing on hardcore, you can only save by finding ink ribbons and manually saving at typewriters. Some more Jeopardy and Shadow of the Tomb Raider trophies, and here is the last Battlefield 1 trophy I needed to get 100% in the game. Play all in the name the STAR operations. And going to this page, you can see there are some more Battlefield 1 trophies. And I've had the platinum for a little while on Battlefield 1, but I finally was able to go back and do all the DLC trophies with some people because most of the DLC game modes and maps are completely dead. So it's really hard to get a lot of these maps. So we are able to gather a whole bunch of people to start some of these games and get all these trophies out of the way. And I finally have the 100% in that game. Some more Tomb Raider, and yep, that's it. First trophy I earned this month and this year was a trophy in Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So that was my year, or my month rather. Before I started recording this video, I didn't think I had that productive of a month, but looking back doing this video, it was actually it's a pretty good month. I got 4 platinums, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Mortal Kombat 10, and Jeopardy. Mortal Kombat 10 was a really good platinum. It's nice and rare, and I'm finally glad I was able to get that done. And then I also got the 100% in Battlefield 1 and Resident Evil 7. So overall, I think it was actually a really good month, and I'm excited to see what February brings in and how it will stack up and compare to January. So thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and comment below if you like this type of video, if there's anything with this type of video you'd like to see me do differently. And we'll see you for the next video next month. Alright, thanks guys. Pyzilla out.